I want a story from back in the day. Yeah, I've got one. I've got a few actually, but obviously if I want to pick one, I'm not going to pick the Exploding Roadie because that's been discussed. It's been talked about. It was funny, you know, and it was a classic, you know, and it's been, I suppose, well documented. But I would like to take you way back to where the band had first started, and we had been doing a few gigs, and we offered a gig at Same Youth Centre. We thought, oh, brilliant, you know, let's get it all together. And we always tried, you know, each gig we're always trying to do something a bit more, you know, set confetti off, you know, dynamite, more bombs, you know, whatever, you know, what about that? We're just wanting to take on the world, you know. So we planned to do this gig, and, you know, we had meetings often, and, you know, we had our pyro crew, Paddy Byrne and Dave Marshall, were totally off the wall, you know. They were as mad as us. They just wanted to blow the fucking planet up, you know. So we were like, yeah, more, put more fucking gerbs in there, you know, have them bigger, higher, better. So we were a bit mad, but, you know, back in the day, you know, that was the way it was. And we had this gig booked at Same Youth Centre, and Paddy went to meet them. We were talking about doing the gig, and Paddy says, oh look, he says, I've nicked these two shipyard flares, you know. He says, oh, we'll go down great, you know, let off a bit of smoke, and you've got this bright orange light, you know. And I went, oh, awesome. And we said, oh, well, look, we'll plan to let them off after the Middle 8 bit in Star 80, which was the track we pretty much used to finish all the gigs with. And it was the track that really was so pumped up by that point that something always would happen after that Middle 8. Don't ask us why, it just did. Point smashed his bass, I smashed my Strat, you know. Marie, God bless her, Sean's sister, got cut up off the gerb going off underneath the catwalk. It ripped this paint tin apart, and, you know, slashed her, she was going off it, and, you know, it was just insane what used to go on after this part of the track. So we said, Paddy, that's the time to let the flares off, you know. I think Paddy, having a bit of savvy, obviously knew that one flare would probably be enough. So the Middle 8 played out, and he struck it, and this thing went off. Okay, it was unbelievable. I mean, we were playing in a sports hall, by the way, and we were playing in the corner, and he set this thing off, and all I seen was this big red fuck off glow, and the smoke that came out of this thing was just, it was quick, fast, and it just filled the gym up instantly. I had the youth leaders, because like the youth centre was connected to this gym, so they come running through the door. You know, you couldn't even see them, to be honest with you. The kids were loving it. They were just going mental. And I was seeing that, I was like, when I seen it happening, I looked over, I went, Paddy, dump the fucking door, chuck the flare out. You only set one of these off. If you had to set two off, it honestly, it would have killed people, I think. It's just the pure smoking inhalation. So he bust the doors open, and honestly, I mean, you know, because at that time I was playing, but I was like, come on, we need to sort this out. And he chucked this flare, and honestly, it landed on this green bit of grass outside the double doors, and I swear, the red glow, it was still billowing when we finished the song, because it wasn't long to finishing it, but honestly, it was this still thing was still going, you know, just all this smoke, and it was like, oh no, you know. But at the same time, the reaction of that at the end was awesome. But the mad thing was, the youth leaders asked to see her. They said, you know, when you get some of your gear down, we need to see you. And we'll come through, and we thought we were going to get wrong, and, you know, what the hell are you doing setting these up? And they said, oh, do you mind stopping this site some autographs? I just said, yeah, I'm thinking, fucking autographs, we've already played 3 gigs, man, you know, we'll fucking name one, man. But honestly, them kids, you know, and it was a youth centre, so, you know, I don't know if he's impressionable or whatever, but honestly, they were loving it, and they couldn't wait to come in. We were in the changing room in the gym part, and they come in, you know, one by one. They come in and asking, well, autographs, can you sign me top? And I was thinking, you want to be signing that top, your ma will kill you, isn't it, when you get it? I'm thinking, who's dunking Benny, like, fucking get it out, wash it out, you know. And get out with a marker, you know, that barrels and all that. And then we're asking for stuff off the costume. Well, I mean, obviously we couldn't give them it, because we basically made our own costume. We've done everything, you know. So it was we had slave labour over them, so you know, I was like, no, you can't have me top, mate, you can't have me scarf, you can't have me, you know, I don't know what it was, bits of costume. But anyway, nevertheless, we ran them through, we came away, packed up all the gear we had, and we just thought, you know, that could only happen in the Mandora camp, you know. It could only happen in the Mandora camp. And that, you know, that type of thing, because it's so intense at the time, honestly, you'd have to have fucking memory loss to forget that, you know. It wouldn't happen, you know. It's just absolutely ingrained in you, you know. And I could go on and tell you more and more. And you know, they're not any lighter weight than that one. They're all classics, you know. They're all classics. So that being said, you know, just another great night in the Mandora experience. So, you know, hopefully maybe not shipyard flares, but you know, hopefully want to relive something of a similar nature and make a big enough impact where people like that, hopefully themselves, will never forget. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know who's out there watching this, but I'm sure if one of them people who were in the crowd or a youth leader, if they're still alive, God bless them, I'm sure they'll be looking going, look at Mandora, I remember Mandora. What a night, you know, what a night. And how did the reunion come about? Facebook message, inbox message from Paul, who, to be honest with you, had been chasing me for years to come back and reform Mandora. And my personal opinion of that was, no way. You know, it just wasn't. You know, I don't know why, but it just fell on deaf ears, you know. But the inbox message came in, and you know what? Instantly, I said I was in. It was just something that inspired us, just right on that time, that moment, and I just thought, you know, why not do it? You know, I just had a feeling, you know, at that point, I'd really enjoy the second coming, if you want to call that, being reborn, you know, and into the music industry. Anyway, so yeah, so they came about through a silly inbox message on Facebook, such is life. What was my reaction? Well, my reaction was to Paul, really. I mean, what the others' reactions was, you'll have to ask them. But my reaction was to Paul, and I just reacted from a personal point of view and said, yeah, I want to do it. So I wasn't surprised in a sense. Just something told us it was time, it was right, and I said yes. I think Paul's fucking reaction, by the way, was one of disbelief, because I just thought he said, oh, Duncan's going to inbox us back going, fuck off, you know, can it be on that, man? What, you know, do you want to go out for a beer or something, you know? So it was going to be something simple on them lines. But I think he you know, we started to text each other, inbox each other back for a little while after that, but I think he just couldn't believe it. And I asked him, I says, well, you know, Azira's going to be on board, and of course, he told us that, you know, it had really come about him and Sean talking, the drummer. Sean just battling on, cracking on, they're quite pally out, you know, been for years, and kids, you know, get together and all that sort of stuff. So they had been having a few drinkies one night, and they got their old tapes out, and I said, oh yeah, it would be great to get them back. And these had done something after, you know, I've been out of the game for quite a while, but I mean, Paul's only been out for 5 years, I think Sean maybe 10 actually. Points always dibbled and dabbled apparently, which was news to me. And Chris, he told us he was in another band, and he went on to do that. I was shocked, but anyway, nevertheless, their reactions, I suppose, a lot different to mine. But mine was of one of simplicity. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm in. Sign us up, man. You know. And I think from me doing that, Paul was like, just straight away he thought, oh, if Duncan's in, I'm in, you know, we're doing it, you know. Different. What will be different? You know, there's going to be a few things different, obviously, because of the time gap, but I think, if I'm honest with you, musically wise, there'll only be souped up songs, because them songs, it's probably as strong today as were then. I personally think that. I mean, I've listened back to about 17 songs, and I think 14 of them we can play now, but obviously we need to do a bit of work on them, need to get tight with them, but I reckon we can do now. So my personal opinion is that on the music side, nothing much is going to change. We just refine them, and yeah, we're going to write new stuff, of course we are, and you know, we're going to revamp a few covers, but because we always used to do a couple of covers in the set, but all versions of them, so you know, there'll be little differences, but you know, pretty much the same. So don't be going expecting too much. On the image side now, well, you know, image side is image. I mean, fucking hell, you know, I look like I'm ready for my bus pass, but hey, that aside, I mean, all I'm saying is, you know, we can't go out in t-shirt and jeans, put it that way. So don't know what I was gonna, don't ask us what I'm gonna do to make this happen, but maybe a shitload of gym and plastic surgery may go amiss, but we will be trying to have an image. If it's got anything to do with me, we will be trying to portray some sort of stage presence. Might look ugly or not so good as the back in the day when we were pretty boys, but we are going to have to try and have a presence, you know, because that's what Mandora was about. It was about the spectacle. Yeah, hey, the music comes first, the songs first, then the sound of them songs live and on recording, and then the image of the band, and then what we do physically and look like on stage. So yeah, you know, that's going to be different. It is going to be different, but hopefully an image that suits the current time and our current, you know, oldness. I'm 2 years off 50, by the way, so there you go. And I'm receding a little. Some of the lads aren't, by the way, but hey, I don't think they're going to grow their hair for you. So there you go. Maybe we'll wait, but you never know. Anyway, that aside, yeah, I don't think it'll be much different, to be honest with you. Just the fact that we're back together. You know, well, expectations is a funny thing, you know. I expect everything of her. Everything of her. And then more. But at the end of the day, you'll only get what you put in. So, you know, we've started our journey, and we're gonna do everything we can to come back, you know, the strongest we can. So, you know, I expect the music to be solid, you know, hopefully catchy in your face, the show to be dynamic, you know, to have things happening there, you know, that you're going to remember, you're not going to forget. So yeah, all them types of things, I'm going to try and do as much as we can as regards the whole situation. So yeah, expectations are high, but until we actually go through the motions of stuff, who knows, you know. Family's reaction. My family's reaction's been great. I mean, my oldest daughter who's just left school, she's, you know, she's into it. She's like, oh, do the merch, Daddy, you know, and help out here, help out there. So I think that's maybe not a bad thing, it's good bonding and stuff, but I think she's into that type of music as well, so I think she's, you know, she'll be quite into it. The young one, she's daft as a brush, loves the singing. You know, she wants to support one, saying, well, I might get you up for a couple of songs, but you know, I can't do too many because she's pop, we're rock, or we're metal, and so it's not going to go down the best, but she might come on and do a bit of backing vocals on the new album or something. We'll get her in somewhere, because, you know, it might be her claim to fame, you know. I'm sure someday she'll tread the boards like her old man, but never mind. And Lisa, well, what can I say about Lisa? She's been with us forever, so I think she just shook her head and went, here we go again, type of thing, you know. But I cool, you know. I mean, they've been really cool, and my brother, youngest brother, I'm sure he'll enjoy, you know, going back around that sort of era as well. And of course, my older brother, I'm sure he'll be the same, you know. So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure they'll pop along to see work just as a nostalgia thing. But I think after that, it'll be getting really down to the nitty gritty. Who is really going to follow the band? You know, who does really want to come to see the Commander? Because I love people coming to see our gigs, but I prefer if they were really into my music, not into what we do as a band and what we're looking to put on. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the family's been cool, and hopefully it'll remain to be that way. Well, plans going forward. Obviously, you know, the first thing we've done was got a meeting together. Obviously, we need to do that, break the ice. Actually, Chris wasn't at that first meeting. He came in the second one, because we pretty much decided to run along with Chris from the first meeting. So once we're banked together and all got together, we discussed maybe, like, you know, how we're seeing the thing going forward. And personally, from my perspective, I just didn't want to put all this effort in to do one gig. So, you know, take it from me, if we get to the fact that we're going to do gigs, we'll be doing more than one, and hopefully they'll be important enough to make them count, shall we say. We don't just want to, you know, do any sort of gigs. We want to get up and make them count, but we will be doing some secret gigs, about 3 I think, before we'll come back to Shields and do a big homecoming gig, and then we'll be looking for the bigger gigs, because if we're going to go out there and play, we want to play big. We want to try and put some people in and put on a show, and hopefully they'll enjoy the night and go and say, hey, I've seen Mandora. It was mega. We're looking to try and find a rehearsal room. Still struggling with that, but we're trying to get it. We're nearly there, and that rehearsal room is going to be coming into a bit, or the womb, where we're going to nurture the songs back into existence. We're gonna think about the image. We're gonna even look to record in that situation straight away, to get them tracks on tape, put them out free downloads for the people who want to come along to see. Well, it would be great that they could actually have been listening to the likes of Nostradamus, a song we done back in the day, and think, when you go to see with this time, you're actually going to know that song. I mean, it was hard to do that back in the day. Today's age, the technology, we're hoping to say, look, download the track, have it for nothing. We want you to listen to it, we want you to come along and hopefully just think, I love that song, I like that song. What a fantastic night. So, getting into rehearsals, this is the things we're going to look to do. We're going to look to, get everything together, get real tight, practice a few moves maybe. I don't know about the move side, but the whole idea is that we need to get there, settle in, bed in, start doing the graft, and I'm sure it'll take a bit of time, but when it'll come, I'm sure it'll come thick and fast. And once we get out of there, once we pop out, as they say, the growth doesn't take long, does it? I'm sure that'll be the same with Mandora. It'll take a bit of time to develop, but once we get up to that point, we'll be wanting to come out on the road and basically make a spectacle of the whole thing. We're going to live and die by the sword, aren't we? That's what Mandora did. The funny thing about Mandora was, I felt we walk or talk, but when you talk like that, you've got the fucking critics, I'm going to be standing there with the tomatoes going, come on, I hope the bomb, I hope the horse drops out, I hope it goes wrong for them. Fuck you, what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, I've got the utmost respect. You don't have to have a show, you don't have to have shit music. I've got the utmost respect for people, anybody who gets up on stage, because they reckon it's one closest to death, The fear of death is similar to getting up on stage, by the way. So it doesn't matter whether you're a cover band or whether you're shite or not, the fact you're getting up, my hat's off to you, Hey, there's only a few going to make or break it. If we go out there and for whatever reason we don't succeed, at least we've tried, at least we've got up there and went out and tried to do it. I think we've got big enough characters in this band to overcome anything, we did back in the day, and I think when maturity, I don't know whether that'll help with my maturity levels, but hey, I used to shit bricks before I came on stage, trust us, and I still think I will now, as mature as I am, as what I've been and seen. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm willing to put my neck on the block, because nothing's created or becomes good unless someone's doing that, That's my personal opinion. That doesn't matter what you do for a living, if you're not prepared to push yourself forward and put your head on the chopping block, then you're just a naysayer, you're just a stand-up by, or just on a fence. That's not living. That's just waiting to fucking die. So my personal opinion of it is just go and try. What's it to lose? And that's why this time I've said yes. Come on, let's do it. And that's why I'm doing it. They say if you get a spark, pour 10 tons of gasoline on it, because then you're going to see something because of it. And I'm sure that's what we're going to do with this little spot in Mandora. Hopefully we'll do that, and there'll be good things come from it,